filters today. I like this one though. This is pretty. This reminds me of all my Instagram filters. Oh my gosh. I didn't even do an intro, did I? Hi, my name's Sam. This is a Potager podcast. This is going to be kind of an unconventional one. You can find me on Instagram at Potager and on Ravelry at More. Those links will be down in the description, as well as anything that I talk about today that is worth noting. This is going to be unconventional because I'm going to be showing stuff for my birthday, but I'm going to start out here. So yeah, I have a bunch of art to hang up on my walls that we're hopefully going to be doing that tonight. We keep putting it off, but there's wow. Good reflection, Sam. There's this bee guy that I got at the Millworks. It is, Becca bought it for me. It is a, like, tarot card illustration. We've got some postcards that I framed from our honeymoon, because I like them. We've got other random postcards that I got. My birth control I used to get, like, through the mail, and I got postcards with those. There's another Disney one, that's Epcot. This little guy has been sitting on top of my knitting area shelf for a while, but I'm gonna like actually properly hang it on the wall. There's also, sorry, I'm just gonna show you all my art. I made this. It's a space painting. And there's a couple of these. This is the nervous system teacup. And then there's a Monty Python teacup. So yeah, those are all going up on the walls. There's some other stuff too, but those are the fun ones that I can grab easily right here. So yeah, this whole wall here, this big white space, and like above my craft area over there, is going to be like a gallery wall of all this cool art and stuff that we have collected over the past few months that we just, and honestly years, because I think we've had these for like at least a year, if not more, a year and a half probably, just kind of sitting there because we could not find frames for them, and now we have found frames. So that's going to be a project for tonight. I'm excited. I've wanted to do this for a while, and now for like the past week and a half, I've had stacks of art over here, and I'm looking forward to actually doing it. So, I guess I can go back to my notes. I had started filming a video for last week, and then I just didn't do it because I filmed most of it, and then it was messed up. The sound and the video were just like messed up, and I just gave up. So I just gave up. I finished my color block cowl, but I can't really show you that. I finished ornaments, so I can't really show you that. So I don't really actually have any FOs today. Oh well. But I have been working on some stuff, so I'm going to show you what I have been working on. First of all, some spinning. Oh, wait, no, I do have an FO. I finished our Christmas card. This is what it looks like. So this is, like, I stitched it. I did a cross stitch of our family. So this is me. This is our little gray cat Kona. This is our dumb cat Louie. And then this is Rebecca. She has little cat ears. I have little reindeer antlers. We both have Christmas sweaters. So cute. I love it. So I do need to like get a good copy of this, and then I will be printing it on Christmas cards and sending them out. So if you want one, send me your address and I will absolutely send you a Christmas card. I'm really looking forward to having this done because I've been working on it forever. It seems like. So the only spinning that I've really worked on in the past few weeks, because I have been focusing so much on ornaments, is this one. I got through the dark green, and now I moved on to the orange, and yeah, so I still have a bunch of dark orange, which is what I'm working on now, and then I have another green, and then I have an orange, and then I'm going to apply that all together and have some yarn. There's not much to say about that, but I've been enjoying it. Now that I am done with ornament knitting, I'm not really knitting anything for Christmas this year for anyone, or for the holidays. I'm completely being selfish with all my knitting this year, so I don't have to worry about, like, crunch time for the holiday knitting. The only crunch time I had was for the ornaments, and they are done, so that's done. Yeah, so that's the only finished thing that I have done. My near finished object is in my Tomboy Femme bag, one of 3. I have 3 now. And that is the Christmas socks. These are the Ugly Sweater Socks by Tabitha Gandy, Hey Sister Yarn Co. Yeah, I'm using a variety of yarns from my stash and also that I just got for it. I did get some Knit Picks Stroll. My cat's being bad. I got some Knit Picks Stroll, and that's what this, like, white-ish color, and then the black is. This is the yarn that will not be named because they're bad, but I'm using it up because I want to use up all my yarn. And then this is Patton's Croy Socks, and I'm using that up because I've had it since high school and I want to finish it. So I have one completed sock, and then at work today, I got all the way up. Oh no, I dropped a couple stitches. Pulling this out. Hold on. Hold please. Hold please. Hold please. I actually finished all the way. Damn it. I'm doing a bad job. What I was trying to say is I finished all the way up to the last stripe here on the sock. You can kind of see here. So I just need to put on the toe and then finish up. I'll put the lights on here and then weave in all the ends. And then these socks will be done. But yeah, I really like how these turned out. You know, the colors are fantastic. This is exactly what I imagined they were going to turn out like, and I love them. And I'm really glad, as I've said before, that I did those Lonely Tree socks? Happy Tree socks? What is it called? Happy Tree socks. No, there's a Lonely Tree shawl. This is the Happy Tree socks. The purple and tan ones that I made earlier this year for Christmas. I'm glad that I did that color work first because I felt more comfortable going into this color work, and I feel like I did a lot better job here. And this is all fingering weight, and I love it. And yeah, so I'm so close to finishing these, and they will be ready for Christmas, and I'm very happy about that. So yeah. And actually, I can pull 2 of these balls out of here. Well, that one I have to cut off. I'll deal with that later. Haha. And then the next thing I'm working on, it's another yarn that will not be named because it's from a company that I don't agree with, and I just talked to someone about it yesterday, and now I understand why people don't like them. But I have chosen that I'm going to finish working up with the yarn that I have. Like, I'm going to finish working up the projects I have with the yarn I already bought, and I'm just not going to buy their yarn anymore. I actually have some yarn coming from them on the way, but it was a D-staff, so it's not like I was putting money in their hands. I was just helping my friends get rid of stuff that they didn't want to work with anymore. So I'm cool with that. But yeah, so in this yarn that will not be named, this is like the Night Train shawl or something like that. So the yarn is just like Christmas colors, and I'm knitting a shawl. I kind of want to finish this if I can get it done by next Friday, now that I'm almost done with those socks. If I can get this done by next Friday, I will wear it to candle nights, which I think is doable because knitting triangular shawls that are like as uncomplicated as this, I can usually get them done pretty quickly. So yeah, it's just like a fadey sock yarn, and I will be wearing that during the holidays this year. That was just kind of like a quick cast on. I got that yarn before I knew about all the stuff, and yeah, I'm just gonna finish using it. And what else am I working on? Oh, so once again, now that I'm done with ornament knitting, I've been actually working on some of my other projects that I have just been like holding on to for a while. And that includes my Nether Garments. I am almost done with my first leg, finally. I don't have a progress keeper on here, so I can't show you how far I got, but I did get a decent amount done the other night when my friend was over. We were just like watching movies or watching TV. And yeah, so I'm almost done with leg number 1, move to leg number 2. And actually, depending on how much knitting time I have in the next few weeks, which like next week I'm on support, so I'll be working longer hours, but towards the end of my shift I tend to not have as much to do. I might actually be able to finish them before Christmas Eve. I mean, I don't want to curse myself here, but like they work up pretty quick because it is a pretty bulky yarn. It's a bulky weight yarn. Here's one of the balls. So theoretically, if I really like set my mind to it, I think I could finish them. That would be like ideal. And I did promise Rebecca that once we like get through some bigger projects next year, I will make her a pair of custom pants because these were so much fun to make that I would like to make a pair for my wife so that we can have matching custom pants. I love it. So yeah, and those are in this big shark bag. I had been keeping this project in my Teslaknits bag because I thought it was funny to put it in the Bathing Beauties bag, but it is starting to outgrow that bag a little bit, especially since I want to have more than one ball of yarn with me while I'm sitting on the couch, just in case I run out. So I can put a few of my balls in here. I don't know where the tag went. I think I have a picture of it, so if I can find who made these, I will post it. These are nice, like, hard side bags. It's open top, but it's kind of perfect for this project because, like, I'm not gonna take it anywhere except for in the house. And this was only $20, you guys. And it has these great sharks. And I got my friend one that has Pokemon on it. But yeah, I got this at the Market of Curiosities this weekend. And when I saw it, I was like, that is perfect for my Nether Garments. So now I've got sharks. And I love it. Lewis! Stop scratching my chair. Stop it. Stop being terrible. Anywho. So those are the only things that I've been, like, really focusing my time on project-wise that I've been working on. But then I got some new stuff. And I actually have more stuff on the way. I know in the mail I have 2 skeins of yarn that must not be named that I got from a D-stash. I've got 2 project bags and some various small balls of yarn that are on the way from a D-stash. And then my Secret Santa gift should hopefully be coming soon. And that's probably all the yarn that I'm buying this year. Probably. So, I got some new yarn recently. I don't think I have all of it out. I did get this. This is Malabrigo. I got a similar one that's for the giveaway that would have just ended on my birthday, the 11th. But, like, at the time that this is coming out, it will be after that. But, yeah. So, I wanted some super speckly yarn. And this is pretty amazing. Of course, because I'm using this filter, like, the colors are gonna look funky. Also, look at my nails. They're so festive. Yeah, so I got this yarn. It's Chromodynamics. Wow, look at that nice close-up. It is sparkly. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but it's like this tonal purple. Actually, this filter kind of shows the tonalness better, but it's a little bit darker than this. This filter is making it look really bright, but it's actually more of like a very deep reddish purple rather than a bluish purple, which is what it kind of looks like here. I think it's beautiful. I'm really excited to use this. I have a shawl pattern already picked out, which gets me to my next order of business. So this is going to be a tiny bit of a rant. Actually, no. Let's do the fun thing first. So, for Christmas, I had originally talked to my wife about getting me a sweater quantity of yarn, but then I was like, you know what? I have a lot of yarn, and I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with my yarn stash next year in my next little bit, but I still wanted, like, something fiber related, and she knew that that's kind of, like, where I'm at right now. So, instead, I asked her to get me some starter stuff to start dyeing yarn. And what I decided to do is I had bought this yarn months ago from Dyer Supplier to dye with, just to try out because I always wanted to work with marled yarns. But they don't sell it anymore, so... Because my ultimate goal with the yarn dyeing is that I want to start selling at the markets around me because they don't have anyone who sells yarn at markets. There's crafters and stuff, but there's not usually someone selling yarn, and I would like to do that because that's, like, kind of what interests me. I'm not opening a yarn online store. I'm not planning on, like, making it a big thing, but I want to do it for fun and for, you know, for fun. But yeah, so since this is one that I wouldn't be able to get except for these 5 skeins that I got, I didn't really want to try to dye it. And, like, my initial dyeing experiments are just going to be for me anyway, or, like, if anybody wants to take something off my hands that I might not use. So this, I am planning on picking a color to dye. I'm probably just going to do it, like, tonal since it is marled. Like, I don't want to, like, mess with it too much. I'm just going to, like, dye it a color, because it's enough for a sweater quantity. I think I figured out that it's like 2,200 yards of fingering weight, which is enough for me to make a sweater. So if you have any good recommendations that would be good for marled yarn, for a fingering weight sweater, let me know. Obviously it has to be size inclusive. I do have a 50-inch chest. But yeah, so that's what my plan is. But yeah, give me some suggestions of what to do with this beautiful, beautiful marled yarn. I haven't decided what color that I'm going to try to dye it, but I will probably figure that out once I figure out what pattern I want to use. So, yeah. So, then the other big thing that I've been working on, other than just, like, tearing my house apart unnecessarily and working on so many ornaments, is hair in my mouth. Fiber in my mouth. I saw the whole like Stash Down 2020 post and I kind of wanted to talk about that. So I know earlier in the year I definitely was participating in the whole yarn diet culture, and I'm kind of calling myself out here. It's a really harmful mindset, you know, as someone who has experienced disordered eating before. I really don't like the language around yarn diets, and kind of like acting like something that's pleasurable is like bad in the same way that people act like certain foods are good or bad. So I definitely don't want to participate in that anymore, so I am not. And I saw the posts about Stash Down 2020, and I kind of got like icky vibes off of that. And I like, it took me a bit to process. I did like take some time to myself to go, okay, what about this bothers me? And a lot of it is just because of the whole, you know, weird stash diet culture that's happening. And really where I'm at is I'm an adult, and if I want to buy yarn, I'm going to buy yarn, and my partner understands that this is my hobby and this is what I put money into, and if I'm being irresponsible spending my money on yarn, that's my own fault, but it's not something where I should be like depriving myself of things. I don't know, I'm having a hard time putting this into words, but I think you understand. Feel like you like get what I'm saying here. So, but on the other hand, I do feel like I personally do buy a lot of yarn without purpose, and I'm trying to stop doing that. So instead of just trying to collect yarn, which is not my goal, I am not trying to collect yarn for the sake of having yarn. And if people do want to do that, that's totally their prerogative. I just live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so I am trying to kind of contain all of my fiber stuff to this one corner. And if I continue buying yarn without using the yarn that I'm bringing in, then I will outgrow this area very quick. And I am very honestly starting to outgrow it, which is why I'm saying I'm probably not going to buy a lot of yarn until I work through some of this already. So the Stash Down 2020, it was like, you can only have $30 a month to buy yarn, and you need to work out of your stash, and you need to go inventory your whole stash, and then, match it all up with projects. And like, I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, first of all, who has time to do that? Second of all, that's so weird. Like, it's such a weird thing to put so many restrictions on yourself like that. Like, it just doesn't seem like a real healthy way of dealing with things. Yeah. And it just rolls into the whole yarn diet thing. So I decided I was going to take the aspects of it that I felt like could help me and do my own thing. So I went through my stash and just started like kind of thinking about the way that I kind of have maybe turned a little wrong when like dealing with my stash. It has helped to have this thing, because I can have some of my yarn out, and I can see it when I'm looking at projects, but I still have problems where like what I've been doing is picking a pattern first. Sorry, my hat is bothering me. I've been picking a pattern first and then picking a yarn to go with it, whereas I think I'm getting real bothered by this. Hold on, let me tilt this up a little bit. That's better. I've been picking the yarn first instead of pairing things up. So like, I've been having a problem where like, I'll pick a yarn and then I'll have trouble finding, I'll pick a pattern and I'll have trouble finding something from my stash that I think I can use for it. And then I just go buy yarn instead. So instead, what I did is I went through my Ravelry favorites. I hadn't really been utilizing my queue that much, but now I am. So what I did was I went through my favorites and I made a list. And I took that list, and let me correct myself. So I went through my Ravelry favorites and I said, okay, I really want to make this. Do I have something in my stash that I could use for it? And I actually sat partially at work during my break, and I thought like I could remember plenty of things that I could pair up. So I did that, and then I came home and I did some more, like while I was like actually looking at my stash, and said, okay, I can do this, 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 and this. Or I thought about a certain yarn and I would do it backwards and say, okay, I have this yarn. I think it would actually be really good with this pattern. Or, oh, I saw that pattern earlier that I didn't think I had a yarn for, but actually I think I could use this. So I worked through and I have at least 20 projects that I have planned just for my stash. Some of them are ones that I've like started and frogged and want to restart. Like my piton socks, I have a really hard time saying that, but my piton socks, I had started those earlier this year and I used the wrong needle size and it was just, they were gonna be too small. So I frogged those. I want to restart those. I already have the pattern. I already have the yarn. I have the needles now. Easy peasy. Same with like the bobble sheet pillow. I have all of the materials already set aside for that. Just need to do it. There are a couple shawls, like that purple yarn that I just showed you. I found there's a shawl called the Aperture shawl that I think would be really beautiful in that. Yeah, so I systematically went through and I did 20. So now for 20 projects, I have already put in the work of pairing the two together. So all I need to do when I am ready, I can pull that project out and start working on it. I have the yarn already kind of earmarked for that. So what I want to do then is go through my stash here and organize it by things that are already paired with projects and not paired with projects. Right now I kind of have it done by weight. And by that I mean I have fingering weight and not fingering weight in the two bins. But I do want to just make it projects and just rando skeins that I don't have projects for. So that if I do need to grab something for, you know, a project that I don't have planned, I can see what I don't have planned for. And like, obviously this will be an exercise that I'll need to do a few times throughout the year next year. But I think getting myself a good head start of projects that I want to work on, like these are things that I already wanted to work on. It's not like I forced myself to go find a pattern to use for the yarn. These were almost all already patterns that I had earmarked. And you know, in the next few months, as I'm working through these, I'll probably find a bunch of other patterns that I want to use. So I'll just keep going through my yarn and find some stuff to use it. Because I do want to like refresh my yarn stash, but like I really do love the yarn I have. I just need to like actually work through them. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. You know, there's stuff that I've been holding off on for a while that, you know, I finally have decided to just like suck it up and do it. So yeah. And it's kind of motivated me a lot because I've been knitting a lot the past few days because I'm excited about the next project that I'm going to pick up. So yeah. So the big project, the big thing that I'm excited about is tomorrow I'm starting an experiment. Not really, but just like, I am a very sentimental person. And I really enjoy, like, my brain very much works in like blocks. I don't know how to explain this, but like, it can be a detriment sometimes, but like even times, like very satisfying time periods. So what I wanted to do is tomorrow is my birthday and I'm turning 27. So I decided that I wanted to cast on something for my birthday. And what I decided to do is a northeasterly. I wanted to knit a scrappy blanket for a while. And now, because I've been working on more sock projects, I actually have more of a stash of fingering weight yarn. And so just a lot of things all lined up at once. So first of all, I got a new bag from Tomboy Femme. Don Your Gay Apparel, which like I had to get. I also, I got some stitch markers from someone. I think her name is Flowers Will Fly. She just started a shop for stitch markers. And I have her card here. Let me see if I can find it. Bella Sanchez. Yeah, Flowers Will Fly. So etsy.com/flowerswillfly. Yeah, she just put up like her first, like she just opened her Etsy shop. So if you want some pretty stitch markers, she sent me a couple from my yarn wishes granted thing. Let me see if I can find both of them. So the first one she sent, I'm using as like a little zipper pull for now because I just like want to use it. So yeah, it's pretty. So it's like a greenish and then some like yellowish glass beads. And then this is like so perfect. I'm going to actually use this on my northeasterly. Look at it. It's a bee. Because I love bees. And I think, is my Crafticorn one in here? I put it somewhere and I don't know where I put it. It's probably in my tin. Because it was big and I was like, I don't want to lose it. Anyway, so I am starting a northeasterly. So I'm going to New York City tomorrow. I actually already put my Metro card in here, wherever it ended up. There it is. There's my little Metro card. I'm ready. And this is a sock bag from Tomboy Femme. This is from the bag vent. And I just got it yesterday, and I'm going to carry it around New York City with me tomorrow with my northeasterly in it. So I have some little balls of yarn, and I have a couple more that I'm actually going to add that I'm going to start it out with. And yeah, the leftovers from most of the yarn from my Christmas socks are also going to go in here. I have 2 balls of yarn that I'm going to put in here. And then, yeah, that'll be my northeasterly, and it'll be a start. So the whole like even thing, I am planning on working on this throughout next year to see how far I can get in one whole year. And so I don't think I can knit a whole blanket in a year. I honestly, knowing me, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I do want to see how far I can get before my 28th birthday. My goal would be to have this done before I'm 30. I think 3 years is a reasonable amount of time to finish a blanket that big, because I also just need to have materials, you know, yarns to work with. But for now, my goal is to see how big of a blanket I can get by my birthday. I don't have a plan for how big I want it to be. I'm just working with what I have. I have a jar right now. Let me grab it to show you. This is my bee jar. So over the past couple months, I started throwing balls in. Obviously, some of those are in here now, so it looks empty. But yeah, I'm using my honeycomb jar to hold all of my yarn scraps, my small amounts of fingering weight yarn that I plan on using for my northeasterly. And I'm excited to do that. Also, speaking of jars, it's not quite as impressive as it was, but because I finished all my ornaments, this was empty. Becca added some of her scraps because she's working on a crochet project right now. But yeah, I emptied my Ort jar, so we're starting over. It's so sweet. It's so satisfying. This was completely full to the top with yarn scraps, and I feel like I am going to outgrow this jar this year because last year I really only picked up knitting in like April. So that's like end of April. So that's 4 whole months of yarn scraps that I did not have. So we'll see. But I'm also knitting a lot more fingering weight stuff now than I did before. So we'll see how it turns out. But I would like to have this completely stuffed full again because all of my ornaments are stuffed with scraps. And that is just, my sentimental ass loves it. So anyway, I am gonna go relax a little until my wife gets home, and then we're going to work on this gallery wall. We're gonna go live for the ornament of the night. Thank you all who've been joining us for the ornament live streams we've been doing on Instagram. It's been a lot of fun. We've had so much fun talking to everyone. And yeah, we have other activities to work on for future lives, but I think tonight might just be a quickie because we want to get the wall worked on. But maybe we'll show you the wall then on Thursday because tomorrow is my birthday. Oh my god, tomorrow's my birthday. I turned 27. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit, and it will actually be surprise tomorrow, and we're gonna go to New York City. Bye guys.